Hi all, welcome to Diversified Finance. My name is Lakhal. Just a quick video regards to Bitcoin price action. This is the weekly chart, and let's say from 68,000, about 69,000, right? We have this downtrend went all the way back down to about 32,800, 700 or so. And if you look at this yellow trend line, right, it failed to break above this trend line, so it kept on going down, like on this trend line towards downside to about 32,000, and then we've seen like a breakout towards upside, and then it broke out from this trend line, came back to retest and then consolidate for some time, and then we seen it's when it went back up to probably 48,000 or so. And as you can see here, after having about three weekly candles, red candles, right, so price dropped, it came back towards this yellow line and then got rejected, went back down and came back towards this trend line and then broke out from there. So we could expect something similar to happen right now. And then given that we have about, this is the weekly chart, so we have about 1 2 3 4 5 6 weeks in a row it kept on going down, so we could expect some upside in that regard, but we have to carefully wait and see whether it's going to break above this yellow trend line, right? Unless, uh, let's say, we might see consolidate for couple of weeks and then try to get back, break above this yellow trend line, might get rejected just like over here, and then might drop back down. And if that happens, let's look at this. If you can see this purple line, right? This is like a very strong trend line, and it goes all the way to about 2019 drop that we had, like from 6,000 to $3,000 drop. So it held at support, and then even during the COVID dump, it actually dropped below this purple line, and but then it came back up and it consolidated, held support above this trend line for some time, like twice, and then we have seen, like, a parabolic pump. So this purple line is a very strong support. That's what I believe. So even if we see a couple of candles, like say, consolidate for some time, we probably see, either it'll probably break above, given that we had 5 weekly candles, might break above this yellow trend line, or we could see it just get closer to this yellow trend line and then get rejected, probably come back down and probably will get bit of support on this purple long-term trend line. If that's the case, you're looking at about $32,000 or so. But let's not forget, this white line is a 200 weekly moving average. So normally during bear markets, Bitcoin tends to go down to 200 weekly moving average and hold it as support. If that's the case, if this purple line is not going to hold, then we could see further downside to about to closer to this white 200 weekly moving average, which is, we could drop down to like 25 22k or so. This is all probabilistic, like I'm not saying this can happen for sure, but looking at these red candles, right, 4 5 weeks in a row we kept on dropping. So maybe next week we might be able to see a bit of consolidation and Bitcoin trying to get back closer to this yellow line. If it breaks above this yellow trend line, it will be perfect. Otherwise, we probably could see further downside. But even if Bitcoin drops from this level to about 25k, we are only about another 30% correction from these price levels. So let's say Bitcoin drops to $25,000. That when Bitcoin price is at 25k, then we know there's some sort of a bottom, right? Because it's very close to 200 weekly moving average, because in few weeks, as you can see, this 200 weekly moving average is also rising. So even if we get to this area, like say end of mid June or so we're looking at 23 to 24 Bitcoin, 25,000k Bitcoin. But having said that, but there's a say let's look at the previous downtrends, right? As you can see here, one we had red candle, two, and then we had like a bit of a consolidation and a bounce. So even over here, probably one here, over here, 1 2 3 4 red candles, and then probably had a bounce. So probability wise, right, given that we had 4 weeks, we could probably see a bit of a bounce. But as I'm recording this video, Bitcoin price is dropping, so we have to wait and see where this weekly candle gonna finish. We can also quickly look at the volume. Say for example, like to find out a bottom, like I'm normally I'll always look at the volume, right? So as you can see here, this is 2018. So Bitcoin drop, as you can see, there's these light blue arrows. Volume dropped, and then it's like we can see a massive spike in volume. That's when Bitcoin price dropped like 50% down to this magenta like purple line, and that we can say is a capitulation. So we are looking for capitulation. So there's another example here. This is the COVID drop. As you can see here, price dropped. See, volume dropped all the way up to here, and then spike of volume, and then that's where we had the capitulation. So let's look what's happening right now. So this is what I'm expecting. I mean, we want to see something similar to that. We are already seeing lower volume, right, decreasing volume. And if we see massive volume candles with a capitulation, like let's say when Bitcoin drops to about 25k or 23k, if we see massive volume somewhere in here, maybe mid-June to late like early June to mid-May or so, then we know for sure, okay, this is the capitulation, and that could be like a really good time to get in. But having said that, don't wait for 25k Bitcoin, because it might not happen, right? This is like nothing certain in this market. So if you're a long-term investor, let's say you have $10,000, you can DC, you can use $2,000 out of that and buy Bitcoin right now and wait for like lower prices. If Bitcoin drops lower, you can add more. So likewise, you can dollar cost average. Don't wait for some exact number, because it might not happen. So that's just a quick video, quick update about Bitcoin price action. I'll talk to you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.